It is May the 3rd, 2025, and I have super exciting news. I have an allotment plot. Oh my goodness me. This is crazy. So this is my allotment. And I only inquired about it last week. I got an email yesterday saying they'll let me have a look around, and I have signed the contract and paid my £10 and this is it. Let me show you around my very own allotment plot. So first of all, there is some sort of detritus slash potential compost bin area alongside a water tank which I can fill up from a hose connected to the mains and use as my water source. The most amazing part of this plot is the greenhouse which comes with it. Previous owners left it, and it's pretty decent. There's only a couple of broken panes, but very solid, very warm. There is some staging, but it's not very structurally sound, so we're going to reinforce that slash make some new stuff to be a lot more functional. Outside it's got this really cute art. I don't know if I'll keep it there, but it's precious and very nice. There's some very distinct beds. So this one was herbs, so there's definitely some chives, there is some sage, and probably loads of other stuff in there. There are fruit bushes in this one, and then this one is strawberries, and they're looking really good. They all have flowers on, which is amazing. I can't believe I've inherited a strawberry bed. I'm very excited about that. This one we think is bulbs because there are some bluebells. Not sure what else is in here, but I'm probably going to dig this one up and replace it with something else. Over here are lots of wild flowers. There's certainly poppies. There's one already out, but there are loads more in bud. So this is going to look really lovely. This could be my little wildflower patch for the pollinators, which I think would work really well. Up here there is a bunch of bare ground, which is really useful because it just needs a little bit of a hoeing, and then I can cover it up and hopefully suppress the weeds until I'm ready to plant in it. Another weedy patch, again we'll just weed it over, cover it up, and then get it ready for something. There is a huge fennel which I am ecstatic about because I absolutely love fennel, but I've never grown it. So really excited about this. And then there's another compost bins area at the back, which is very overgrown. And really kindly, the allotment people are going to pay for someone to come and clear this for me, because it is actually impeding on the neighbour's fence, and that's very kind of them, so thank you very much, allotment people. And I've just found a pile of potatoes. There is actually potatoes in here. Whether this was the potato bed or they've just like thrown the potatoes on the compost heap and they've grown themselves, I don't know, but there's quite a lot of potatoes there. There's some foxgloves. Oh yes, we have some kind of fruit tree. A lot of it is dead, but there are still fresh blossoms and new growth. So we're gonna give that a little TLC and see if I can grow some fruit. There's a bunch of bricks and things which I can use for laying down cardboard, weighing stuff down. So yeah, there's not a huge amount of stuff to recycle and reuse, but I will use anything that I can find. And this is super exciting. It's an asparagus. One asparagus. So maybe there will be more asparagus in this bed, which would be really cool. I love asparagus. There's also rhubarb plants, which are another plant that I've been desperate to have for ages. So I'll keep those. So that is my allotment plot in a nutshell. I've got my work cut out for me, but my mum and stepdad are here at the moment and we're going to get cracking straight away and start on a few easy things. One of the things being tending to the strawberries and clearing that bed and putting some mulch down and looking at the greenhouse and possibly moving some paving slabs to make a little seating area. I'm so excited. I'm mad, but I'm excited. Job number one is going to be tending to the strawberry bed. We're going to clear it of rubbish, weeds, and then mulch the strawberries. While I tend to my strawberries, let me take the opportunity to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Calm. I moved back to my childhood home in Norfolk early last year, and one of the best things about being home is having an amazing garden which my mum has tended to over 29 years. It's an amazing space which I've grown up in and has evolved over the years and morphed based on different needs and interests. The longer I spent away from home, the more I realised how much I wanted my own space to grow and to just exist in and experiment with. Prior to moving back home, I was in a suburban house with a small garden, but I was renting, and so what I could do in the garden was quite limited. It didn't stop me from growing, and I started really small with a tomato plant and a couple of sunflowers. Each time I successfully grew something, I was so excited and was looking for new things to grow and other flowers to add to my space, but also in a way that meant that if I moved, I could take things with me. And I was very much looking at ways of gardening on a budget, using things like my milk cartons as planters and attempting to make a vertical garden using a pallet. Over the years, I grew more and more every year. I tried to do something new each year, so I moved from just a tomato plant and a sunflower to courgettes and violas and sweet peas and cosmos. And once I started growing more flowers, I started noticing more insects in the garden, and I became really interested in recording what insects I had, which then propelled me forward in trying to do more gardening to encourage more insects. Circumstances led to me having to move back home, and one of the things I remember being really upset about was leaving my compost bin and all my isopods, which had created a home in there. And I still miss them. I would look at them every day and feed them with my scraps. I hope they're doing all right. With a few years of ever-growing gardening experience and interests, I found myself back home in the biggest space that I'd had since I left. And that presented an opportunity to grow my gardening skills and interest even more, and being in the Norfolk countryside really solidified that being in nature and growing things is absolutely where my passion lies. The main issue, though, is that the garden is very much my mum's garden, which is meticulously designed, and it's absolutely glorious, but it doesn't leave much space for a chaotic gardener like me. And we quickly realised that some of my favourite annuals are my mum's least favourite, which posed a few issues. I therefore really wanted an allotment, a space to grow in my own way, to experiment with different plants, vegetables, flowers, and just enjoy the act of digging in the ground. The shock I felt when I was told that there was an allotment plot available only a week after I inquired was huge. I was on a waiting list for somewhere else, and I moved up one space in about 8 months, and there was no chance of getting in there within 5 years. So I've been incredibly lucky to be offered this plot, and I am so excited to have a space to truly call my own after so many years. This allotment plot really does feel like a blessing, and I think has come at the exact right time when I needed it, and I am fully ready to put my all into this space and finally allow myself free rein to just have fun and play around and experiment and continually grow as a gardener in my own right. Over my last year of gardening at home, I have been filming and documenting what's in our garden and just trying to figure out how to do that as well as garden. And let me tell you, editing videos is hard work and it takes a long time, and to do that while also doing all the gardening and also thinking about turning on the camera and mixing up different shot angles, it's a lot. And I really tried to learn how to do that last year, because I knew that if I ever got an allotment, I would want to document every single second of it. And that is what I am doing. This is my new YouTube channel, and it is going to be just as much a commitment as the allotment plot itself. I know that in order to be successful, I am going to have to be consistent and organised, and those two traits are not something that is associated with me. So this is going to be a huge undertaking, and I am rather daunted by the whole thing, but the fact that it is so thrilling and exciting to me is a huge sign that I am doing something special and important to me, and I'm feeling the motivation and the drive to absolutely go into this 1000%, which isn't a feeling I have felt in any other aspect of my life, if I'm being perfectly honest. So while I have experience of making videos, I am by no means a professional content creator, and I am filming purely for documenting my progress, and I would absolutely love it if there were people who enjoyed watching along with me and supported me, offering advice, support, encouragement. My footage is going to be very real. I'm going to not have huge amount of time to make it look super interesting, but in order to keep consistent, I need to be simple about these videos. And I sincerely hope that that won't take away from the enjoyment that anyone will get from watching them. So in terms of my intentions with the plot itself, there are a few major pillars on which I will build upon the underlying foundations of my growing journey. Number one is my mental well-being. If I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, or the act is mentally stressing me in a negative way, then that is a sign to me that I am moving in not quite the right direction and need to bring myself back a little bit. Second is productivity. I want the effort that I put into a space to be rewarding me in a way outside of the immediate enjoyment of actually growing. So that would be producing my own food, hopefully saving some money by not having to buy shop bought everything all the time, and also just because homegrown stuff tastes so much better, so I'll be rewarded in healthier and cheaper crops. Insects and other wildlife will be a cornerstone of my allotment plans and designs. Insects are in a huge decline. It's not just butterflies and bees, it's the beetles, it's the bugs that maybe you don't necessarily like. They're not the pretty ones, but they do such important jobs and they need as much support as they can possibly get. Every single bug I see in my allotment plot will be greeted with open arms, and I am really excited to see the biodiversity increase in my time on the plot. Lastly, I don't just want the plot to be functional, I also want it to look beautiful. I want an aesthetic space that I enjoy to be in and is bursting at the seams with not just vegetables but also flowers and perennials, and I'm going to use this space to really explore my creativity, and I want to inject my personality into the space and have a sort of living artwork, I suppose, that really reflects me, and you could look at it and say, yep, that's 100% Calm's garden. So there it is. That's a little bit about me and my intentions for this plot and what you can expect to see going forward if you wish to stick around and follow along. I'll be posting on my Instagram, calms_garden, as well as making frequent long-form videos here on YouTube. For now, here's the rest of what I got up to on my first day as an allotment plot owner. I've just found a tiny bit of pottery, which is so pretty. So I'm gonna keep all of these cute little, whoopsies, cute little artifacts that I find. That'll be really nice to have a little collection. I've seen someone else who's collected them, and I think that would be really sweet. So I put the mat down because this place is pretty clear anyway, so it'll be good to keep it suppressed of weeds. I'm going to need a lot more rugs if I want to cover the majority of the ground. And then we're going to put a compost bin here just for temporary measure, so I just need to clear out these broken bricks. Gonna put it on top of that. Oh yeah. Oh. Snails. Maybe the black one. Oh, it's in here. That's nice. I must be absolutely insane to take this on, but I am very excited, and I will do my best to document the journey, and I hope you will enjoy to watch it along with me, and I hope I can inspire someone, and I will definitely be open for tips, tricks and advice as I go along. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!